and welcome back to another fantastic day for our project. My assumption is that most of us by now are done with our very first picture. Remember, the minimum requirement for full points for this project is going to be 3, which means you've got 2 more to go. Now, possibly you've already started on the second one. If so, yay. If not, I would get that started today. We're on day 6, as you can see in the upper corner there. So we've got until day 10 to get the other 2 done. And just as a heads up, the other 2 tend to go a little bit quicker just because now you already have the information, you've already practiced, you've got some skills built. So we're just continuing to build those skills further, and it goes a little faster. If needed, I wouldn't ever expect you to memorize step by step exactly what we did. So if you need to, go ahead to get your second image in there. Revisit day 1. You can see the link right up there. Of course, you could just go right to the landing page as well, which is in Buzz, and it's also in your art journal. So feel free to revisit that, or day 2, or day 3, or day 4. All of the how do I do stuff in Pixlr is between days 1 and 4. So just as a heads up on that, and a reminder that you can find it at any time, even if it's at 1 o'clock in the morning. Also, if it's 1 o'clock in the morning, why are you awake? Go to bed and work on it in the morning once you're rested. Okay, now that I've said my piece about that. So what about these next pictures then? I told you for the first one, we very specifically had to be doing a self-portrait, kind of shoulders up. So what works and what doesn't work for these following photos? Well, really, my general rule of thumb is if it is something you can say, wear, or do at school, it's okay for art project, okay? So if it's something that, if the principal are right by you, would you, is that a shirt you would be wearing? Is it something you would say? Is it, something you would show or do? If the answer is not, then probably no, we shouldn't do that for our art project. Not just this one, but for any of them. So just kind of keep that in mind as you're choosing photos. Like if you have, a shirt that says something on in that photo, or someone else does, well, maybe we blur that part out, or take, crop it out or something if it's not appropriate for school. So just consider that as you're picking your images. Another question that many students tend to ask is, can I use a Google image? Maybe you've got a character from a comic that you really think is cool. So my answer is kind of yes and no. I wouldn't take it straight from Google because in Google, there might be those copyright images, and I never want you guys to get in any kind of legal trouble for using something that you didn't have the rights to. So let's not do that. Instead, in this slide, you can see that there's a few options for Unsplash, Pixels, Pixabay, Creative Commons, where those are all copyright free. And so you could use those images. So, if you're I really wanted to do a cool picture of a horse, but I don't have one that I've taken myself, you can still do one. You're just going to grab it from here, copy and paste it into Pixlr just like we've done, or you could save the photo and then go to open in Pixlr and open it up, but you can use them. Just don't take it straight from Google, because odds are that it probably has some kind of copyright behind the photo, and I just don't want you getting in any trouble. All right, other things we should chat about. Don't forget to be recording your time in your art journal. We're on day 6 right now, so record our class time, and then of course any of your out of class time, make sure that you're recording that as well. Pretty soon I'm going to stop reminding you every single day, so just a heads up on that. But for now, I just wanted to kind of get into that habit, right? So we just know every day, okay, record it, record it, record it. We'll get into that habit that this is a part of our art expectations, and soon we won't even need the reminder. Also, of course, as you finish each photo, save it to your, in your art folder, and save it, more importantly, into your art journal. So we should have 3 photos to get full credit. Now, I have had students have so much fun on this project that they've made 10. I think I've even had some kids make more than that. So obviously the more you make, the smaller you're going to have those photos. Make them as big as they can be while still all fitting in here. But make sure that, yeah, you're getting those photos into our art journal. I know that this was mentioned in the last demo video, but I just want to kind of go over it again. How do we get that stuff into our art journals? So we've got our picture here in Pixlr E. Once it's done, which I would maybe still work on this a little bit more, but let's just pretend it's done, it's good. So a couple options. The easiest one is probably going to be just to screenshot it. So I'm going to go Control, Shift, and then what I call the photo box above the number 6. So it's like a box with 2 lines next to it. You click on all of those at the same time, and it's going to gray out your screen. From there, you're going to select the photograph, copy it to your clipboard. Then you come on into our, excuse me, into our art journal, and we hit Control V for Velcro or paste, and it's going to, okay, mine's hyperlinked. That's okay. That's because I actually copied it down from a different spot. But there we go. So I've got it in there. So I've got I've got the one in there, but of course I'm going to need 2 more by day 10 in order to get the full points on that. Okay, another way, of course, is we could do that file and save. And let's see, does it allow you? Yeah, so I'm going to go to Save As. And you can't see this part, but I'm going to name it. Maybe I just call that Warhol 1, and I save it in my art folder. And we save. Okay, see, did you see it say File Save? And then if I come in here, I'm going to go to Insert, Image, and I'm going to upload it from my computer. Find that art folder or wherever you saved it. Maybe it was just in your downloads, but you can upload it that way as well. Okay, so that's another option for getting it into your art journal. Make sure to do that the sooner the better, just so that nothing bad happens to it and you're like, oh my goodness, Mrs. Stinson, I worked on it for 4 hours and now it's just missing. We don't want that to happen to you. So the sooner we get it in here, the better. As you can see then, it is a work day. So we're going to be working in class. I'll have some music on. Of course, if you want a breakout room, let me know. Just type breakout in the chat box. And I can't wait to see what you're all creating.